Hello guys, and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be showcasing you a recreation of my titanic I did a long time ago, but today. So this is my titanic I did a long time ago. This was my first version. Now when I was doing my first titanic, I didn't realize I would do it. This one's a modernized version, but I gave it some future flares. Well, this is what it actually looked like. When I was younger, when I first joined Minecraft, I didn't account for it to be this big. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So this is the ship. This is the main liner. So this is where. Well, now when I first created this big boat, I wanted to recreate it. I'm gonna try and recreate this in Build a Ship to show you why did it sink so fast and what caused it to break apart. Right now, I'm still busy editing the liner. When I first did this, um, I didn't account for it to be this big. Now, this was before I added the doors and stuff. When I took a look at my first version, I had to add the doors. Here's how I did it. I first attached the first door here. First two doors right here. It was like an early concept. I'll do like a little video about it on Build a Ship. Build a Ship can explain many things like I did before. I'll show you what really happened to my first Titanic and why did it went down so fast. It's all about physics and stuff. So right now I'm rebuilding the davits. I used to have an off-ground stairwell on the back part of the liner, but when I decided to build it, I wanted to figure out a way to recreate the sinking. In Minecraft, you can't sink a liner; you can only put wood. So I thought was the best thing that's closest to Minecraft. I thought, hey, build a, build a ship to survive this island. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll recreate the Titanic in there. It's twin. I won't put any lifeboats on it. I'll add the details, and I will show you what really happened. So when it broke apart, it divided itself right down the middle. It broke right around here, just before it hit here. It literally broke the first two cylinders off. And why did it? Well, it was kind of my first design. So if you could picture. So I had a second class grand stairwell right here at the back. But I wanted to make another design change. You see, I wanted to introduce doors, like outer doors to the ship. And I did about a couple of times. Um, I know the Minecraft Movie 2 is going to come out. Hopefully we get to see the what the new design of the Ender Dragon will look like. Because I'm really waiting for the Ender Dragon. Hopefully it will talk. Like Magosha. I think it might talk. Normally in the Ender Dragon, the Ender Dragon is a female. It only lays eggs. It's kind of weird. So this was my first Titanic. You may notice a bit of a difference. First, it was large, so picture this. So you got this large liner, about a feet of it. What happened when she sank? She slowly went down first by the head, and as soon as she got to a certain point, she broke apart. She vanished into the ocean with about 5 minutes. The villages in the boats represent the lifeboats. I did. This ship was huge. Even by today's day, it has a complete interior, so I try to recreate. See, later on, I made an update to the ship. I added a couple of doors about a few feet back. And I thought, hey, what it would be a great idea to put the doors on the outside. So when I did this, I didn't realize of how huge it was. I was sailing through the night like a cop. I was sailing my first attack during that time. When she sank, she literally took everything with her. Well, back then, I didn't encounter of how big the glass dome was until I realized it looked too big. You got the funnel, you got innards, you got everything. You got like literally everything. I put like everything into this liner. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't count it on being this huge. So what I'm going to do and build a ship is to recreate the entire ship from scratch. When she went down, she literally took down like everything with her. It literally like sank in about 5 minutes. It was literally huge. You've got the B deck. It was first to go down during the sinking. So it was the first part of the ship to go down. It was like a line right down to the back. When she broke right around here, right between. It went like this. It broke this off. It broke one of the davits off. went right down here, past this. It went right through the doorway, and it broke the door off. It literally went bang. It broke the window, like everything with it. Broke around the windows, the end, and then it literally just snapped off, completely clean. All you see of the break, it was like shuttered decks and bedrooms and everything. There'll be like a color code for showing you the interior designs. So I wonder how big this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god. It was literally a marvel. And when it went down, the stern literally imploded on impact. This midsection, you see, when the ship broke, the whole entire shaft with the funnel literally fell into the ocean. When it went down, it literally destroyed everything. When we found the wreck of the stern, it was completely obliterated. There was no A deck or B deck, even boat deck. The whole entire top portion of the ship, only on what, which is the starboard side, actually remained. It literally folded inwards onto one side. But when we found, this was like my first Titanic. I couldn't even be mad at it. You've got this part. This was the rear spare door. It led to some few cabins at the back. These are the cabins right here. They led somewhere. This is a room. This led down here. Led down to for. I had a lot of cabins in this thing. I didn't put any dining room facilities in it because it would have been a waste of time. But what I intendedly did is that I wanted to recreate. Something. I put like two doors right at the front, like on the newer one. It was literally a game changer. Huh. These doors were the only way to get inside the vessel, the port and starboard side. We found this on the side of the wreck, about a few meters away from the front. It was a light right here. There was a big hole in the side. It was an entrance. It seems that the entire side blew out. When we went to the back part of the ship, we saw like amount of destruction, like just off of here, meaning that the entire ship literally broke. Jesus Christ. The second funnel base was literally like the worst thing. It was literally folded down at the back. It was literally crushed, and there's so much debris you couldn't even make out if the bow had two. Been wondering where's the fulcrum? Well, it went into the sun. You've got chest down here. It's right. It was literally a master. It was literally a legend. See, when it broke, it literally the back portion of the here this shattered. This was pushed forward and then pulled back. It left a big gap between the four. This was like bombed, like a TNT went off. It was completely destroyed around here. It left a big gaping hole. Uh, Today the wreckage is still there, but it's not like how you think it was. I'll try and recreate it soon, right next to this one, and I'll show you what I mean about the destruction of how bad it was. I'll do that later. So these are my villagers. These I actually took a lot of. I pretend the villagers that were passengers on board Titanic, and I placed them. They liked it. They liked it on the ocean. So you've got. Let me just. You've got the tank top. You've got these decks. You've got. This is actually D/C deck. B deck, A deck, and then boat deck. This is where I mostly spend. I didn't put like a bed in here. It would have been a waste of time. If I did, it would have been back here. There would have been a bit of an out portion of the ship. Would have put like more space at the front. It wasn't actually. It was actually an add-on to the side of the ship. If you had like an out portion of the ship, you can actually put another lifeboat right there. But I didn't. The two lifeboats were actually stored up here, right on the bridge house. On the wreck, the bridge is literally shattered. The only thing that remained is actually the wheelhouse itself. The front portion there, but only the back portion. This was destroyed. All of it. It literally stopped right here. Unbelievable. Right, I'm going to recreate it now and pretty soon I'm going to show you what's going to happen to the ship. So, picture this. You've got this large line of steaming. I'm going to try and make an iceberg. Let's make an iceberg to show you. No, I don't want to put an iceberg in there. I want a 360-degree view. I could make a little iceberg. I could use one of the icebergs and build a ship to show you how it happened. This is the chest that contained all the items I built on the ship. I can actually show you like a little thing. I can just do /game mode spec. Wait. I want to go on the bridge. I want to leave my character on the bridge right here. /game mode spectator. Boom. So let's start. So right here, these funnels were actually functional. They actually led down into the boiler rooms down below. They vented up the steam. They were actually massive holes. On the wreck, they are literally massive holes. Like, really down into the bowels of the ship. The pipes have gone. The only thing that remains is the massive gaps that went down every deck. They went down from the base of the funnel, the lower funnel, all the way down. So you can actually see all the decks right below us. They took this was supposed to be the cargo room, but I never got to finish. We'll work on the. Okay, let's go down to the bowels of the ship. Let's go through the first funnel. I could have put like a little doorway right here that actually acted like a little ladder, but I couldn't do that because the steam would be really cool. We've got the bulkhead doors. The bulkheads were like doors on the thing, and they would slide down into position. Got all that. They took the steam, put the singular. Right here, if I was corrected, this is the third funnel. No, this is the second funnel. third funnel's right here. The third funnel is right here, and it literally took us into the engine room. It actually it didn't work. It actually took the third funnel was actually used for the cooking and stuff. Pretty cool, huh? Like the fourth one. They took the steam. This is the engine room. On the wreck, the engine room is exposed. You can only walk across here. This is the main crew access. The passengers' bulkhead stops right here. You can't go past this point. Because right behind here is the engines. I couldn't put like another deck on here because they would be exposed. Yikes. Now the reason why the lights are all on because they show you the strokes of the engines. If the light is not, this is the switch that turns on the. This is the turbine room. So you got the turbine room. This is an empty portion of the ship that was yet to be built. You've got the rear portion. That is supposed to be more cabins at the back, just in case. You can't put another door here. Right around here. Oh, look, we've got a villager speaking the rear. This is third class, oh, known as the steerage. This ends, and this takes you up to the back portion of the ship. You've got the under part. This is for third class steerage. So this is where the steering gear would go. You can have little models of it. At night, Titanic would literally illuminate. Third class. This is the takes you down there. Got a cat. That steals off from third class. That's second class. You've got the main cabins. They take you right to the front. The reason why they're small at the front because of the curve of the bow. I mean, my villagers actually went through this part, and it was literally in great shape. Unfortunately, when the mast collapsed, the crow's nest hit this deck and caused a chain reaction that went right throughout the ship, destroying most of the cabins. It was a big no-no. You've got the full. You can actually look out here. Unfortunately, you can't see that much. That's supposed to be the front of the ship. You can actually look out here. You can have your tea here. You can look on the front. Back up stairwell, you got the forward part. There were supposed to be more cabins up here, but they never was put in. But instead, there was a big beam right across here, supposed to support the ship. That's why I didn't put it in. You've got the well deck. The well deck is literally slightly covered. It could be a choice. There is a choice. You can put a structure on here. You can put extra lifeboats, like most liners nowadays. But I wanted to put it for another reason. I could put 2 cranes right here and use them. The Titanic was actually fitted with about a couple of cranes on board. 2 at the front and 2 at the stern. Unfortunately, they were never fitted in time, so Titanic actually looked like this. The cranes are actually still on the wreck, but only 3 of them would launch in time. So the third one would have been mounted dead center. And the 2 they were mounted here, right here, on either side. On the wreck, they are literally collapsed down onto the side. They're more worse. Unfortunately, when the ship impacted, the cranes hit this part and collapsed here. B deck. We've got the poop deck. This takes you all throughout the ship, mostly. got cat. This is actually you may notice the wall. That's the interior wall. It's for comfort. Let me show you. This is the first room you come in. This is the main depository. It's a random area. Can only act. Oh, look at the kitties! Oh, so cute. I can see a reference. Yeah, there were cats on board Titanic in real life. The Jenny's kittens, Jenny the cat's kittens, you know. This area was sealed off, so this led outside. This was the first, like the lower entrance. This was the first class entrance. They were all first class entrance right at the front. The third class, the second class was here. Can only enter here. This was the. I know what this is. This was the fourth funnel was used for ventilation for the thing. I don't know. Led to disaster. It fell in the night. I'll explain to you what. You see, Titanic was supposed to be fitted with a structure right in the middle called the. It wasn't fitted in time. It wasn't made, so Titanic had to be put it completely empty. But they could. But it was later rented. Only temporary walls were used. Guess what happened to it? It got obliterated during the sinking. That's why most of the wreck is more collapsed. No, on the Olympic, it's all open. On Titanic, mostly closed. You've got the bridge here. You've got the off stairwell. It only went down a couple of stairs. You've got more cabins down here. And the A deck was actually this structure on the wreck side is still here, but it was flung off so far. It ended up about here on the debris field, like upside down. It only contained a couple of something, like a pair of davits on either side. It must have been from the midsection where the ship broke. You've got a door here. That's the entrance. The lever's fixed up. It's next to the door. You've got a random room. That's no room. This is a keeps the warm. This area is still here on the wreck, but it's slightly collapsed. All right, let's. So you've got this area. You've got a lot. This door is supposed to keep the exterior permanent up. Back then, I used most stuff, but it was later changed before the disaster. Ooh, this is fun. This is where we go up the stairwell. See these exposed tube round thing? That's the funnel ducts. They led up the ship. This is the grand stairwell. This is the only part. There were two. This was not. The funnels were 9 blocks apart, so you couldn't even get access. Up here, I'm going to talk to you about the boat deck. There are no many. These are funnel structures. These are boxes, or box girders. They protect the. They don't do anything. They just do nothing. They. Well, actually, you can do an update. You can put a structure right here and put like a little ladder right down here to have access. Straight up. This is the skylight for the second. For the second. Class stairwell. Hold the off stairwell. There's a gap here. This one has doors on it. This has access to go down the bowels of the ship. It went all the way down, but unfortunately, it's restricted for passengers. I want to talk to you about this area. This is where things get a little bit complicated. I'll explain to you later. This here is where you can add on. You can add storage. All right. This here could be like an extra bit. This could be anything. So you can actually have a little structure here. Can only be 2 blocks out, meaning leaving you enough room to build like a storage area. But roughly enough, it could be like a shaded area with 2 pillars coming up from the roof. It can all be wooden. You can use it as a little area to read for a shady area, and it could probably hold about 1 lifeboat on the back. These are the davits. Like I said before, this is the bridge that controls the ship. Kitty! This is the bridge area. Here you can actually extend it out. Unfortunately, you have to move this first parts, move them over to the front, to the side, in order to make the room. The davits can be mounted either way. There are special blocks, you can mount them, they swing out davits. You can put like another bedroom in here, right at the front, but it also gives you enough room. Yes, more lifeboats! You can put 2 collapsibles on here. Unfortunately, my Titanic only had 2 collapsibles right on the roof. During the final plunge, they were never launched in time. Let me show you an example. Let me just got game mode 1. All right, let me show you. You can only do this. So pretend you want to remove this. Actually, these were more swung out. So you can only have a certain amount. Okay. Now, I want to mark it to you in wood to show you what will happen if you did this. So, if you're in wood, you can have 2 structures right here. But I can only stop right here. You can have like a little wood structure. It could be your cabin, whatever. It could be a cabin, or a spare cabin on the front. That would limit the passengers. It would limit a way to move the lifeboat onto the deck, but it did give a short distance. But unfortunately, you can only access to it through outside. you can do this. You can have access to the outside area. It does give you a clear point. It could give you a good way of seeing the front, but it does have its issues. What you have to do, you have to remove all of this to make it your cabin. On Titanic, it was never fitted, so it was left. Later on, it was added onto the Britannic. But it was, but only was on one side, which is the starboard side, what the captain would have. You can have two little tiny boats to go up here. Plus, you can have like a little monkey island up here. Let up. You can have like a little ladder up here too. If you're brave enough. It was an option. You can go up here and view the outside. This was actually like a little island or a lookout point. You can actually look out. It's never added to my Titanic. It was actually an option. It was a little option. It was supposed to be added. See, when more crew, what they do, the villagers would literally cut out a hole in the side. And what you do, you would put like a door here. You know, if your own cabin. It can be mounted either starboard or port. I did mine for port. But it did have its benefits. One, it was made out of wood. It wouldn't be made of iron, it would be made out of wood. Ship would be made out of wood, of steel, but it could be made out of steel, but it would cost you about 100 emeralds per block, making it expensive. So it's never, I didn't have a cabin. My cabin was located lower on the ship. I actually simply put my bed down right here. Right here. To where it would have stayed. I put my there wouldn't be a need for a secondary wheel. I would have put my bed right around here on the starboard side. The cabin right here would be like a spare area. Could be the same for the starboard, but there would be a benefit. Pretend. Let's just get rid of this. We don't need it. That would be your limit. It was never at Titanic. It was left out. There was also an upgrade for the ship. You can put like big gantry davits. Unfortunately, only a couple of them were put on the Britannic. Two is supposed to be going back here, but there is a way. This thing was never to be here on my ship. It was just an extra bit of cabins and stuff. It was left out there. But there was another add-on that I would try. You mostly see the ship mostly made out of iron. Why is that? Well, you see, the iron represents the main ship, so this is the main structure. If that's not... You see, during the final plunge, the water rushed in at some speed. It literally crashed the dome. It pushed the stone down and down and down and down and through the ship, and it literally blew it out. What also happened at the same time is that it blew right down to the middle. It blew the aft doors very bad. Another maid changed with me. Most of it was never put in or added on in time. We could have put extra lifeboats to the table. I want to show you something on the wreck that really put me. You can see this part was smashed in. It was all everywhere. There was a right up here is the crow's nest. It was forward of the bridge. When it smashed in, it literally took out everything. Like everything, everything. So what I'm gonna try and do pretty soon is make a start on the ship and build a ship. Recreate the sinking, what could have happened, and figure out one mystery. See, during the final plunge, a boiler exploded. The fire literally went right through the third funnel and literally smashed it onto the deck before breaking apart